Okay, greetings of the day, and good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and a very, very, very warm welcome to this cohort of global school leaders. We have been working on something very unique for last 6 months, and finally we have got a chance to talk about it. And it is my pleasure to welcome the audience around the globe who is joining us today. My name is Simran Balani. I'm the Pedagogical Director with CCE Finland. And today I'm honored to be with global school leaders who are going to talk about their vision and the articles that they have published in CCE's magazine. So CCE has published this magazine, inaugurated this magazine rather, on April 21st, which was our 9th symposium, and we were honoring creativity in education. So today, these global leaders are here to talk about their contribution, their vision, their plan on creativity in education. I was reading something very nice. A leader is one who knows the way and shows the way. And today, we are trying our bit to share our ideas, perhaps inspire our budding educators, and make sure that we are leaving some kind of a legacy, planting some kind of an idea and some kind of a seed. But the journey that we have started today is just not about this magazine, which will be published one time and we will probably be forgotten about it. No, we have our 10th symposium coming up in the next year. And we have already committed, all of us, these global school leaders, that we will come back, we will talk about what we had planted, envisioned a year back, and see where we are at. And you will see the articles having some progression and some kind of innovation that has happened in a year. To talk about our 10th symposium, may I please request our mentor, I call him captain of our ship, Mr. Hiram. So Hiram, would you want to talk about our 9th symposium and our decade, which is completing of 10th symposium, which is coming up in April 2023 in Finland?
Yes, sure, Simran. Thanks for this, and actually greetings from Tampere. It's quite sunny here, and we are looking forward to have a great summer in this year. It's quite warm here in Europe. By the way, actually, CCE Finland, with a motto of redefining education through creativity, we have always been striving for working towards the creative pedagogy as well as designing the new ways of teaching in the classroom. And the symposium on creative education exactly aims at the same part, where we welcome the educators, researchers, the education governance leaders from across the globe to share their ideas and practices in our symposium and conferences. This year we celebrated on 21st April on the World Innovation and Creativity Day, the 9th symposium. It was 9th year of our conference, and this has been going on uninterrupted. Even during COVID times, we had converted our conferences online, and this has been started since 2013. And the 2023 will be our 10th year of our conference, where our conference theme is dedicated towards the education technology and creativity and learning environment with the help of EdTech solution. Because of COVID-19, the things have already changed. But once we go back to new normal, what exactly is the new challenges, how we are going to cope up with the hybrid ways of learning, what are the new innovations in the artificial intelligence. And here we are not only concentrating only on the technology, but we are concentrating more on the pedagogy. So in this conference, we are concentrating towards how we can design the apps with the help of teachers. So it is expected that in this conference, teachers will get an opportunity to design their own app, which they have in mind with the help of IT professionals working with us. So this is a great opportunity. It is always, we are hosting this conference in Finland. So please welcome to Finland. It will be with our esteemed University of Jyväskylä, which just got the accreditation as one of the top university in the field of education from entire Finland just yesterday. So we will have a great opportunity to learn from each other. So as this esteemed audience is here, I request all of you to come to Finland during 20th April 2023. And the main conference will start on 21st April 2023. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Hiram. And a warm welcome once again to all of us who have joined us a little late. We are today with a group of eminent global school leaders who have been working with CCE Finland for past 6 to 8 months, sharing ideas and finally publishing, sharing their articles of what is their vision of creativity in education. I am Simran Banani, Pedagogical Director with CCE Finland, and I warmly welcome each one of you who have joined us across the globe, literally across the globe. And it is my honor, it is my privilege to showcase our cover page. And I would request each one of us to give a big round of applause while we see this, what we have built in last few months. And this was inaugurated in month of April 2022. And this is our first Global School Leaders magazine. And we look forward to continuing this legacy with help of each one of you. And Hiram has already extended his invitation for you all to come to Finland. And hopefully we will connect there in person and talk about the seeds that we planted before. So on this note, I will just showcase a little bit about our magazine so that you can see, you can get excited. And of course, you will be receiving a copy shortly. But I just wanted to showcase how this magazine looks like. So we have really, really nice articles on some very innovative topics in education sector today. And of course, as our motto is parents as partners, so we have not forgotten about that as well. And these are our 12 global school leaders who have come together. And can we have a big round of applause for them, each one of them. And congratulations to all of you for sharing your views with us. And we will be also seeing our very own thing that inspires us is that courses is just the start, but what goes to the classroom, what goes to the schools that we can see the implementation is the real crux behind it. So Ms. Sumalini will be talking to us about how she has transformed something in her school through our PL101, which is Postgraduate Diploma in Pedagogical Leadership. So with this, may I please go to Kari. Kari, would you want to talk about your vision and your interview piece that you have published in this magazine on shared leadership? But before that, would I please request you to introduce yourself? Over to you, Kari, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Simran. Greetings from sunny Finland. A warm welcome to you all, also on my behalf of CCE Finland, and special thanks to Simran for organizing this wonderful occasion. My red line in the answers in the article are as followed. A leader can never work alone. A school leader, I mean, at least. It's teamwork. Schools are not like factories. Schools are expert organizations. And leading is not like boss ordering and worker obeying. Leading goes through discussion, giving ideas, and most of all, finding a vision for the school. And when you have the vision, you have to engage the staff to the vision. One very important thing is to give responsibility to the staff. Do less control. In my school, I learned that when you give responsibility, the staff wants to do their best. You don't need to control them. They control themselves. And shared leadership enables you to sharing responsibility. Shared leadership helps finding the best people to do the right tasks, utilizes the skills of the staff. It prevents also the leader from micromanaging and poking his or her nose into everything. The idea is to create an atmosphere allowing trial and error. When you allow people to try different things, not always succeeding, but trying to find new ways of teaching, learning, doing the work of a teacher, doing the work of as a member of the staff, member of the group, member where everybody is feeling responsibility and doing their best to together thrive towards the vision. In this atmosphere, you share ideas. There's less competition among staff. There's less competition among students. In Finland, in our schools, we don't have many competitions. We have events. We don't give prizes, first and second or third prizes, and the rest are losers. In Finland, everybody has a chance to show his or her ways of doing, and in this way, everybody is a winner. So more cooperation and more supporting each other. And in this way, the whole school, principal, staff, students, and parents together build a strong, lively school where everybody feels themselves at home. Thank you.
Wow, Kari, that was precisely 3 minutes and some seconds.
Okay.
Well, and what I actually gathered was really, really amazing points, Kari. Giving responsibility, giving them shared leadership, creating that spark in the school, and no competition, just events. And it is so amazing the way you put it. Just this, what you said in 3 minutes, if the schools were really going to put it in practice, the whole school actually becomes a happy school where children thrive because the teachers are happy with that. So thank you so much for sharing your views, Kari, and appreciate you being on time. And for the audience, you could read this whole piece in our magazine, which we are going to send the copy to you. And you can read more about what Kari has as vision on shared leadership in practice. Thank you so much once again, Kari. And next, I welcome Dr. Kathy, Dr. Catherine Murray. And would you kindly introduce yourself and talk about your piece, please? Thank you so much. And the floor is yours.
Thank you, Simran. Hello, everyone. It's so lovely to be with you all. I'm from Australia. You might have picked that with the accent, maybe not. A lot of people think I'm from England, but I'm not. I'm from Australia. And I work globally with educators everywhere across the world and love doing what I do. I've been in the education industry for about 40 years. And I want to also acknowledge what Kari has just said, and that plays in beautifully to what I'm about to share with you. My article is about the BrainSet formula for classroom design. I have a consultancy business called Future Strong Education, and as part of my life's work, really, I've created a process that teachers can use in their classroom when they're designing the classroom. As we know, each year we, as teachers in the classroom, we always work out how we're going to design our classroom, where we're going to put the furniture. And often we use it in a practical way. So we put the painting easels over near the water so it's easy to clean up, and we might put the block space over in the corner so the blocks don't get knocked down. We're very practical and we're very functional about that. But over my 40 years, I've been watching this, and in my own classroom and working with student teachers in the university sector, I've come to realise that we do things really well, but many of us don't take into account the way the brain develops in young children. We look at the holistic developmental domains, the normal ones that we know about, but many of us don't think about what the brain needs. And that's what the brain set formula for classroom design does. It aligns the needs of the brain to the way we set up our environment in which children learn. So for simplicity, and you can read more in the article, but for simplicity, we've got 3 levels of the brain. So we've got the brain stem, the survival part of the brain. We've got the amygdala in the limbic system, which is the emotional part of the brain. And at the top, we've got the neocortex and the prefrontal cortex, and that's the thinking part of the brain. So people who experience trauma have the real survival kick in. The survival part of the brain kicks in along with the feelings, how we feel. So if we feel threatened, then we do all we can to survive. The brain's flooded with cortisol, and then it's a bit harder to think. It's harder to make decisions, harder to remember things, harder to problem solve. All of those things come into play. So with the brain set formula, the way we set up our classroom really helps to calm the brain. And I've developed 3 pillars: design for learning, feelings for learning, and spaces for learning. And inside those pillars are some elements of design that we incorporate as we're setting up the classroom into smaller defined spaces, because that's what makes the brain know it's safe, feel loved, valued, wanted, as though they belong, and calm so that they can think and they can remember. So my process is about guiding teachers and guiding educators across the world into ways to set up their environment, both inside mainly, but the same principles apply to outside. And my vision for the future is that the brain set formula for classroom design is spread worldwide, because I believe that all children should have the best possible start in life. And the feedback and the testimonials that I have had from teachers who I've trained in this process have been that the whole classroom is much calmer. And my saying is, a calm brain is a thinking brain. And that's what they say. Everyone is calmer, the children are more engaged, behaviour issues decrease, communication increases. There's a range of really great spin-offs when the environment is set up in a way that aligns with children's development, particularly brain development. So I'm happy to share a little more with you. If you're interested anytime, have a look at the article, as well as all the other great articles that have been put together in this magazine. Thank you, Simran.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kathy, and I'm sure it is going to be a wonderful piece for them to read and see how the environment works in favor of the brain development at early years. So thank you so much for your time, and I'm sure the audience will be very excited to read what you have published in that magazine. Thanks once again. And next, I would like to welcome Dr. Vasavi. Dr. Vasavi has been featured under our Changemaker section, and she will talk about her dream project, ECDF. Over to you, Dr. Vasavi. Kindly introduce yourself, and the floor is yours.
Thank you, Simran. Yes, I'm Dr. Vasavi from India, and I've been working in this domain of early childhood education for the last 22 years. First of all, a big congratulations of the team of CCE Finland for coming up with this wonderful issue. And when we look at early years education, I run my own chain of preschools by the name Tender Petals. So I've been with children all these years, since I was 24. Now, in these years, what I saw was, the best practices of early childhood education somehow do not reach the children from the marginalized sections of the society. They are disadvantaged in their socio-economic, ways. And then these children, they miss out on their early learning or the base years of the foundation of their lives. So I started this NGO by the name DNA Foundation, and the initiative of DNA Foundation, which works particularly with early childhood education, is Early Child Development Forum. Dr. Kathy, Simran, Azura, Carrie, all of these are part of this Early Child Development Forum, and we've been doing a lot of work for children. And in this process, we try to empower educators, stakeholders, parents, and those who touch the lives of children in their early years. But essentially, the forum works to support children from the marginalized section. And we started this project by the name Naba Uday in one of the very remote areas of Assam, where we are supporting 100 children. And these children, though they go to schools, they do not have the infrastructure or the right curriculum which would enable them to develop in the ways we talk about. What Dr. Kathy had said, and Mr. Carey had said. These children do not get these opportunities, and we at the forum are trying to get them these learning opportunities through which they can come at par with children from all sections, all cross strata of the society. We have been putting all our research in our papers, and that will be published soon in terms of what development they've been having and how they are getting motivated now to go to school or pursue their education, because these children are a lot of about dropping out from the schools and just doing nothing. So there's been a lot of support from all angles. We have our chapters globally. ECDF is present in India. Simran is a part of the South Zone. We have Dr. Kathy from Australia, Azura from Malaysia. So that way the chapter is really growing. We have a lot of resource persons, and we are putting all of this for the development of children who do not have these facilities. And we are getting very positive response, even from the parents who actually do not understand the importance. They did not understand the importance of early childhood education, but now they're gradually grasping, why is the need and all of it. So I think we'll be able to make a considerable difference, and with all your blessings, definitely we'll be able to go ahead. Thank you so much, Simran, for featuring me in the Star Changemaker section. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Vasavi. And it is an honor for us to be a part of this project, which actually translates giving back to the society in small ways. So thanks once again. And we look forward to hearing more from how is the success in the Assam project, and wishing you all the best. To read more about this, you can see the Changemaker section, and Dr. Vasavi's article is featured there. Next, we move to Miss Veena, and she's going to talk about 21st century skills in action. Kindly introduce yourself, and the floor is yours. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Veena Raizada from India, and I'm honored to be part of this project which CCE has taken over, and then going to continue also as a Vaishnavi. So I'm talking about 21st century skills in my article, and I would just like to showcase in 3 slides how I'm incorporating all those skills in different schools I've been training into. So I'm a trainer for educators and different forums for leadership as well as for parents and students. However, my effort and vision would be how this 21st century skills in action through interdisciplinary and integrated projects becomes a part of each and every school, where lot of collaboration, lot of experimentation, lot of exploration, which I've talked about in my article, the 5E experiential learning cycle, and how do they go in for creativity to introduce that thing becomes a part of each and every school. At the moment, there are a few schools who are doing it, but my vision would be to see that thing becoming a part all over the globe, not only in India. So I'd just like to share my slide to show you those 3 projects that I have been really talking about. So this is the article header that I have done it. All the skills, 21st century. Partnership for School talks of these 3 skills, which I have mentioned in my article, and how we are teaching the teachers to connect the concepts with the interdisciplinary integrated approach to different subjects. That is the first concept that I'm dealing with different schools. So how the junior children can learn how different subjects are connected to a common thing. How then it becomes a problem-centered integrated project which children have done, which I want to show that. Why do I have cavities in my teeth? So how they have gone to talk about integrated science through experimentation, and how they have used a 5E, engage, explore, exchange, express, exhibit your idea through the 5E experiential cycle, how they have related it to the environmental science EVS that they study about, how language has been incorporated in all of them, how activities, hands-on learning, collaboration, communication, experimentation, exploration have been integrated into this project, and how we are talking about extension of that also beyond the school level. This is one of the things which children have done by putting up posters, creativity in the beginning, how to introduce the topic. And then we have gone in for another project, how integration of physical education, and this project was done long back, even as a part of like writing the content for one of my e-learning content companies. This is about how the shoe factories concept has changed, how the shoes that we have all grown up wearing, those canvas shoes, but nowadays you have the shoes for everybody for every sport differently. So how did we go about doing this project? Practically with the students incorporating all 21st century skills. That was a wonderful project where children ended up finding out almost everything related to all subjects across this. As you can see on the screen, I have tried to display whatever children have done. This is how we have gone in even for history. So it is all, how did the World War I reshape the modern world? So how did we put the 21st century skills in coordination with whatever is expected for the children to come up problem-centered projects, where we talk about integration of all these subjects which have been taught in silos up till now. So I've shown you the complete graphical way, the way it is still going on, and some people have really done it already on these three main concepts. There are many other problems which we have talked about in various projects, but the fundamental vision of mine would be that how we can bring in all these subjects together into a problem-centered integrated project so that the child sees the multiple perspectives of a problem to find out some solution to the global issues that we have. We have also done the project on water crisis within India, especially in Rajasthan, Pilani, and then we have also gone in for the project, discussion and experimentation across the globe too. And my vision would be actually to see this action in almost every school, every student, every teacher imbibing this spirit. I just show you the two slides which teaches how they had used creativity to introduce the concept of this cavity stuff, and how did they go on for experimenting all these things with various liquids, with eggs, in order to show that how the impact can be studied. So that's all I have to share with all of you. And that's what my vision would be, to really see that this integrated project, interdisciplinary work together, problem-centered. Some solutions could be brought up by the younger generations that is so techno-savvy and way ahead of all of us. Thank you, Simran, for giving me this opportunity to be here. Thank you, Mr. Kulkarni. I've known you for long enough. I'm happy to be part here. Thank you, all the educators around there. Proud to be part of this forum. Thank you, Simran.
Thank you so much, Veena. And it is lovely that you have shown the real-time case studies, and I'm sure the audience will enjoy reading your article where you have given a lot of inputs on the same. So thank you once again. And now I move on to Rosa, who is joining us from Turkey, and she will talk about the importance of physical activity, physical education in supporting the students. Rosa, kindly introduce yourself, and the floor is yours. Thanks.
Yes, thank you, Simran. Thank you very much. So I'm sharing my screen. Is it visible?
You will have to do a kind of, yes, you need to.
Okay.
Yes, now it's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So, hello everybody. My name is Ayşegül Roza Aksoy, and actually I'm very happy because I'm talking right after Veena Raizadeh, because the topic and the article that we have contributed to the magazine is very related, and I hope you will enjoy reading it. So my name is Ayşegül Roza Aksoy. I'm from Turkey. And I will just give a little hint about physical education and physical activity to support students' creativity holistically. Yeah. So George Johnson published a book in 1916, which is titled Education Through Recreation. And this book was, which was starting with a proverb, and it says, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. And this saying is just simply addressing the noticeable place of play and games in education. And about 10 years later, after Johnson published the book, Hans Smoot wrote another book, which calls Holism and Evolution. And this book is also addressing the holistic development of oneself. And later years, holistic education approach reported the benefits and the necessity of mental and physical harmony to achieve the social and the academic success. And the philosophy of holistic education is wholeness and avoiding the excluding any significant aspect of one's experience through the lifespan, and especially in the school years. And it's a broad concept, actually, aiming to create an inclusive, humanistic, and democratic learning environment for wholeness. Thus, what would help us to reach a holistic education to develop students' critical thinking and the creativity in the school settings? So, physical education is an educational subject on the maintenance and development of the body through exercise. And physical education occurs by structured settings aligning with the curriculum, by creating the opportunity for the students to participate into physical activity. And physical activity is any body movement produced by the skeletal muscles, such as exercising, cleaning, walking, playing, or active transportation, so on. So during the physical education classes, students get the chance to participate in physical activity, hence the benefits to develop better health and active lifestyle. And physical activity participation is also proven to help to prevent the non-communicable diseases, maintains the body weight, mental well-being, quality of life, and academic performance, of course. Nevertheless, physical activity can be also used as a tool to create active classroom for students to learn also, let's say, biology, geography, or mathematics, or language, and so on. So let's remember what George Johnson just said. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. So in addition to that, also we may remember historian Johann Hissing defines the human being as a playful creature, which calls homo ludens. So who are having more active brain when the body engage into physical activity. Therefore, physical activity integrated, active and engaging classroom settings would develop motivation, participation into class, and would help to improve learning. So this is a hint that you are going to have more details in the magazine. Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here and working with all very valuable people here. And thanks, Simran.
Thank you so much, Rosa. And that was my cue that I need to go for my mandatory walk even after this session is over. So thank you so much once again. And we look forward to hosting you in India and doing your programs, which are connecting to the subjects in Silicon in this end of this academic year. So thank you once again, Rosa, and you can read about this important subject in our magazine. Moving on next, we have Mr. Sakit, and he has been also featured into our Changemaker segment, and he is going to talk about his vision of having an innovation school. Over to you, Mr. Sakit, the floor is yours. Kindly introduce yourself as well.
Good evening all, myself Sakit Tiwari from Mumbai, India. Thank you, Finland's team, for giving me this opportunity on this forum. I have a group of educational institutions based out in Mumbai, wherein more than 5,000 students are pursuing their education from kindergarten to post-graduation and to PhD center in management research. I'm here featuring for my article on an innovation school that I just thought of with Simran ma'am in one of the forum. And she catched it that you are on the same lines that CCE Finland is working on. And I thank her for giving me this opportunity on this forum. I'm conceptualizing on a thought for an innovation school, wherein this thought has come out from the existing education system that prevails herein, wherein various education modules and solutions are available to students, but still we are not able to fulfill the gap that today modern society needs out of this education system. And this existing and to fulfill this existing system, the students, parents, and educators, everyone together needs to bring out in creativity for this solution. What I am thinking of, I'm thinking on a framework that will bring out a creativity in a student out of their teaching learning process. It is hard to incorporate, and I'm at a very nascent stage as of now on my thought process. But nevertheless, slow and steady, I will be executing it in a phased and planned manner to make it more implementable. Innovative school is a concept on bringing live teaching learning experience beyond book learning. Let students self-exploit themselves in their learning process. Let student teachers join together and create an ecosystem wherein child learns out of an experience. Teacher would need to shell out more responsibility by making students more engaged and bring out more creativity. Linking teaching experience through real life examples and thought processes, which will bring in more creativity, and exploit the skill set that a child is interested in and give him more opportunity in the area in which he is more inclined in to explore. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I thank the CCE Finland team and all the listeners for here on this forum.
Thank you very much, Mr. Saket. We look forward to working with you on your innovation school dream. And I look forward to seeing you the next time I am in Mumbai, or if you're visiting Bangalore or Finland, we will look forward to welcome you. So all the very best. To read more about Mr. Saket's vision about innovation school, do look at his article. And now I move to Miss Azura, who's joining us from Malaysia. And she's been researching in parents as partners topic. Am I right? I got that correct. And she will be talking about her article. Over to you, Azura. All the best. And kindly introduce yourself.
All right. Allow me to share my screen first. All right.
Sure.
Okay. All right. It's my pleasure to be here with CCE Finland. So thank you for inviting me. I am Azura from Veritas University College, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. So I've been in early childhood industry more than 2 decades, almost 2 decades. And right now in Veritas University College, I'm designing designing undergraduate program of education program. So I'm also doing teachers training and lecturing. All right. So my article is about parents as partners, and I guess like all of us agree about when Bronfenbrenner said that a complex system of relationship affect the development of a child. It involves family and parental engagement. I think it's a public good and a shared responsibility. But I'm not here to talk about how this parents as partner will benefit the child, but I want to talk about what is the role of teachers and parents in these partners, parents as partners. All right, so the question is, I want to brought today is like what motivate parents, okay? So the difference I find in terms of what motivate parents were and remain to me to this day is really interesting. So in the first area, what I began to identify is that parents needed to have a sense of what their role in supporting their children's successful learning needed to be. role constructions. How do I see myself in terms of like, how do parents see themselves? And if I had a miserable educational experience, if I drop out in 9th grade because I was pregnant and I had my first child when I was 16, and I've been working my tail off, what I'm going to do? I know nothing. It's up to the teachers. So role constructions can be explained as how parents see themselves coming into this business, their child being educated, and them being a partner with the teacher. How does that fit? So, and the more positive the role constructions, the more proactive the role constructions, the more effective parents can be. So a lot of time the school would just assume that families, all families had very sophisticated idea of their role. So this idea of role construction, people think that it's a set concept of families, something that they already know, and it is not. It's far from the truth. So beside role constructions, another thing I found is a sense of efficacy for helping the child succeed in school. So fundamentally, a sense of efficacy is I can do this. So a positive sense of efficacy is like I am important as in the parents. So parents is the most important people. I mean, like, so you are the most important people your child will ever know in terms of the quality of learning that goes in school. And as a teacher, engaging with the parents and say, here are ways. I know you can help. I mean, because you love the child and you want him to do well. I know you can do this. So I think this is the self-motivation and the role construction and a sense of efficacy is very important across subsequent studies of the entire full sets of things that motivate parents to be involved as partners. This can be supported and to some extent taught during parent-teachers conference, let's say like 30 minutes long, enough for a parents and a teacher to engage with. You as a teacher can ask like, tell me something about what's going on at home with your child, but you as a teacher have to respect the person to whom you are speaking with before you start doing that, rather than to have it come out like, let me tell you, because I'm educated, I know what to do. So you just have to listen to me. So that's cut it out. It has to be mutually respectful relationship, which is why I think it's so important for teachers to learn, to understand, to know, and to comprehend as they are moving through training. And yeah, families and parents are an important part of this too. And this is the nature of my job while conducting and designing teachers training, that I need to be sure that teachers are ready to be placed in the school. And the fact that I also feel responsible to create this awareness that parents too need to be engaged in this process together. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Azura. And parents being partners, as simple as it sounds, but it takes a lot for the school to do this engagement process. And you said a very nice point. 30 minutes is enough time to engage parent and teacher. I think, Rafa, you had a question for Azura, or you had a comment for her, right?
Well, no, I'm just here in awe, because I think that this is such an important topic, and we seriously struggle with that topic here. We have families that are judging the work of the school all the time and not helping in many cases because they have their own expectations. So I think that communication is incredibly important.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, Azura. And people can read more about her tips on how parents as partners can work for schools in her article. And we look forward to sharing it with our audience. Kindly leave your email IDs with us so that we can share these articles with you, this magazine copy with you. Thank you once again for your time, Azura. And keeping the topic consistent, we move to Mr. Preetham Agarwal, who will talk about the same topic, parents as partner. Mr. Preetham, yes, you're right there. The floor is yours. Kindly introduce yourself and talk about your article, please.
A very good evening, everyone, and thank you, Simran. Thank you, CCE Finland, for having me here. And a special thanks to Azura to give me a foundation to talk now. And friends, I've been an early child educator for the last 16 years. and started with one preschool at Bangalore, India, and now we cater to 750 centers with over 30,000 parents across pan-India. I have all these experiences of taking care of preschool, from cleaning to take care of their food, to designing curriculum, being in the class, be with the parents. And today's topic, which is very close to my heart when we are talking about parents partnerships. Friends, as Azura gave you a very big foundation to understand the parents, I believe that all the parents, they do come from different backgrounds. And as an early childhood center, for us, each and every parent is similar because they are coming to a preschool for the first time. So they have not understood the organizational structures of the schools. They have understood the child, but yes, they have not understood us. But when we can do a good partnerships, we'll be able to understand not the academic part of it, but yes, the non-academic way of seeing it. So from the day one of the Hello Kids brand, which we runs, we had a system of managing 2 lines about a child on everyday basis. So every teachers used to write about a child for 2 lines, and in a years we used to get around 300-400 lines about a child, which we used to share with these parents on very regular basis, that this is what we know about your child. This is where we had a good partnership with these parents, and we were able to say that this is beyond classrooms, this is beyond your house, this is beyond his activities, this is how your child's behave, this is how your child's play, this is how your child's eat. And friends, on this partnership, what happened, not only the academic part, we have been able to reach to the points where parents were agreeing that this is my child you are talking about. See, we understood that the child can be a doctor, an engineer, a software professionals, but we have managed to make every parent a nursery teacher trained. So during our workshops, during our Saturday sessions, we have invited parents to make them understand that what we teach, how we teach, when we teach, and what is the processes we have utilized. Friends, it is very, very important that a doctor is very good to give injections and medicines, but he has to understand what a preschool do, what a preschool teachers take care of their children at the preschool levels. So that tagline which you have used, that every parents will be a nursery teacher trained, and in that process we have trained almost more than 10,000 parents in last 16 years. I know parents have their time limitations, but a lot of parents have really came forward, have understood what is this partnership what Hello Kids had. During this process, it is not only that academic which we are talking about, even the vaccinations, even the food habits, even the mental well-being which we are right now talking about post-pandemic, which is really in terms of, let's say, counseling, which has helped us in a very big way when we were handling these parents. Friends, this is what I have tried to talk about during, on my article, that how closely parents can spend more time with children apart from their working hours, how they can engage children during the weekends, how they can make notes, something where they can definitely share with the schools, how they can partner not only with the management and teachers, but even the caretakers who is really taking care of the children in the school premises. So definitely a platform like this will be a very good learning platform for we all. And thanks once again to CCE and Simran. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Preetham, and thank you for sharing your inputs from the article. And I'm sure the audience is looking forward to get more tips that they can implement in real time. What you shared with us right now are something I'm sure each one of us thinking is that, yes, we can do that. It is doable. So thank you so much for sharing with us. And for audience, you can read more about this in our magazine. He has shared more inputs of what real-time things they have done in their school. So thank you once again. And I want to take a minute to thank each of the visitors that we have got from 22 countries. They are live on FB, Facebook, on YouTube, our CCE Finland website, and other social media channels. So we thank all of you, each one of you from these 22 countries. Thank you for this overwhelming, I can't stop smiling, and such great humongous response. And with this, I move to our next global leader here, who will talk about his article. Over to you, Rafa. The floor is yours, but please introduce yourself first. Thank you so much.
Hello. Okay, let me share my screen. And well, here I will also take the chance to introduce myself. So the article I wrote has to do with collective curriculum construction and putting creativity as the foundation for curriculum design. So I want to tell you about me and why this part is important. I'm a psychologist. I have a master's in teaching English as a second language. I'm an English teacher, singer, writer, father, and composer. I love games of all types and creativity. Now, as a teacher, all these things come into play because as a teacher, you bring your personality, and that is sort of the vehicle you have to teach. So when I started bringing all these things into my teaching, I started seeing different results. And now I'm going to tell you about the situation that I discussed in the article. The year was 2018, and I came to the school where I'm working at right now, Colegio Teodoro Herzl, as the head of the English area. I received a challenge from the academic coordinator, which was to create a new English curriculum from scratch. There was no curriculum per se. There were objectives and scattered things, but we needed a curriculum that could be traced from preschool to 12th grade. So I started planning the meeting with my teachers, what I was going to do, because I wanted this to be a construction of the entire team. I wanted us to come together and as a team effort, create this program. So to start with, I presented the revised Bloom's taxonomy, which puts creativity at the top. Since I saw this taxonomy, it resonated with me precisely because of that idea. So I realized with this that the complexity of creativity is something to strive for. It's something in which if we empower our students to always find a way to get to that creative thinking processes, the complexity that they will have achieved will be so high that you can throw anything you want at them in terms of exams, in terms of evaluation, and they will feel ready and empowered. So we started defining as a group 3 types of competences, grouping the processes here in Bloom's taxonomy. We define interpretive competences, argumentative, and creative for the entire program. Then we looked for standards. What did we need to do? We had international standards for career readiness, and we started reverse engineering them. So this is what they need for college. So let's go back. What do they need for 12th grade, 11th grade, and all the way back to preschool. So what happened with this? We realized that we had to make a conscious effort to activate creativity in our schools. I gotta say that in my country, and I know that this is true in many others, the students are feeling very disconnected from the educational process, and their heart is not really there. So they come, they do the tasks. If they get grades for them, awesome, but their heart is not really there. So we needed to find a way to get them back. And we started planning for every term in our curriculum metaphors. For example, we used the metaphor of Stan Lee's studio. So the students were going to be producing graphic novels to tell stories, and we were reading graphic novels. So in that case, the metaphor immediately brings entailments. So the teacher is not a teacher anymore. The role of the teacher has to be different because he is in an animation studio. The students are not students, they're animators. And using those metaphors, it causes a transformation of the classroom because immediately it gives the students an active role in the learning process. And all the inquiry that happens, all the inquiry process will be through open-ended questions for which we don't necessarily have the answer. The students will help us find answers and build knowledge and competences based on that. Now, that immediately gave students agency, power. It gave them a feeling of empowerment, and it has helped them find their voice. And also, we started analyzing what the results were of this collective construction of the curriculum. We started seeing the effect on our students, but also on our teachers. It had an effect. First of all, it served in itself as teacher training because the teachers who helped build the program understood the foundations of the program, understood where everything was coming from, and it was a bottom-up approach. It was not an imposition from the institution. It didn't come as this idea from top management of how we need to teach, but as a construction that we did together. So immediately it raised their conviction as teachers on what we were doing because they clearly understood everything. And it gave them a sense of empowerment. The teachers felt powerful. They felt that they had agency in the process, that they were not simply obeying orders. And this is my favorite part. They felt that their creativity was great. I cannot even count how many schools I have felt that creativity is actually frowned upon. They see a creative teacher as an outlier, as a weird person that is not following the orders. So actually giving the teacher the possibility to be creative is something that is liberating and motivating in itself. Now, with our students, we all started seeing, all the group of teachers, that their skills were getting better, that the deviation that we were getting, the different levels of competence were, and that deviation was becoming lower, and our students started bringing their hearts to class for the first time. So this is part of what I'm discussing in my article, and I am very honored to be here. I want to thank you all for inviting me, and it has been an amazing honor.
Thank you so much, Rafa. And I'm sure the audience is looking forward to reading more about what you have just shared. But thank you for sharing this case study, because this gives them a little bit of perspective of what you've actually accomplished. And thanks for joining such an early hour at your end. So with this, I would request the audience to send us an email if they want to receive the copy of this magazine. The email ID is info@ccefinland.org. And you can also drop in your email IDs on our YouTube or FB comments, and we'll be more than happy to include you in our mailing list. So with this, I will now move on to Ms. Sumalini, who is the director and principal of Silicon, one of the CCE Finland's school. And she is a living testament of bringing in the shared leadership and bringing in the change from course to implementation. Ms. Sumalini, are you there? Can I see you, please? Yes, kindly introduce yourself, and the floor is yours. All the best.
Hi, hello, hola, moi, namaste to one and all. It is indeed feast to our eyes and ears to listen to the galaxy of intellectuals. Hats off to you all, kudos to one and all. Hi, I am Sumalini, Principal, Silicon City Academy of Secondary Education, Bangalore, India. Before we begin, I'm going to talk about something which I'm sure for some time we haven't done it. Let's play. What do you all say? I'm sure all of you might have played this game, Would You Rather, right? So all of you, are you all ready? Did I hear a yes? All right, so I request you all to kindly click on this particular, the share, it has been shared on the chat.
Yes, we've got it. Yes.
Yes. Please click on this and let's start. Are you all ready? Okay, so here we go. We have the first question. Can we have the first question on the screen, please? All right. So would you rather be in classroom A or in classroom B? Let's see. All right. Let's move on to the next one. Great. So would you prefer a comfortable seating arrangement or a traditional seating arrangement? Superb. Let's move on to question number 3. Will you choose to be in a dull library or a vibrant, colorful library? Option 1 or option 2? Which one would you choose? Superb. Thank you, Radhika. Thank you, Vaishali. Moving on to the next question. Do you prefer a teacher-centric classroom or a school which advocates student agency? Amazing. Let's move on to question number 5. Thank you, Dr. Srividya. Will you choose a top-down leadership or a shared leadership? Top-down leadership, it's a traditional authoritative leadership whereas shared leadership is nothing but distributive leadership. Superb. Thank you. Thank you all for your active participation. Let's hear a thunderous round of applause for all of us. Superb. So here we have the responses. That's incredible. Hands down, all of us wanted to be a part of a school which believes in shared leadership, advocates, activates the student agency, would prefer an active, vibrant learning environment and a comfortable, cozy ambience too, isn't it? It sounds like I'm talking about a dream school. Do you all agree that I'm talking about a dream school? Is there a school which has all these aspects? It's like it's too good to be true, right? But what if I tell you that there is a school which has all these? Sounds incredible, right? Next. Welcome to Silicon City Academy of Secondary Education. It's a school that is an epitome of shared leadership, teacher empowerment, 21st century classrooms, which advocate student agency, etc. Now, I am sure you all must be wondering, how is it even possible? How did this transformation actually happen? You all must be having lots and lots of questions in your mind that it is impossible that a school, only one school, can have all these elements. Incredible, isn't it? But I am proud of Team Silicon because this wouldn't have been possible without the faculty development programs, professional development courses offered by Team CCE. Now, you all must be thinking that these courses were limited only for the teachers. But you are wrong. You are mistaken. I am glad that I took up PL 101, that is Pedagogical Leadership 101 course, along with my amazing team of coordinators, and have created a modern learning space in school. This course actually helped me with the practical ways of handling administrative and pedagogical issues in the school. It made me think about my leadership style too. And I have learned that shared leadership is the best because we see a team member feel more invested in the school's decisions. Team learns to brainstorm ideas and build off to one another to produce innovative ideas. And it's easier to achieve organizational goals too. And voila, we have modern learning space at Silicon. To create a thriving reading culture at Silicon, we have created an active learning environment that is a modern learning space. This, unlike the traditional library, which focuses on the books, we focus here on readers. Students here play, discover, design, create, collaborate, research. Sounds incredible, right? We also focus not only on the information, but sharing of the information, interactive learning, creating, evaluating, and using this information, which correctly brought out by Rafa about the higher order thinking of Bloom's taxonomy of creating, evaluating, and analyzing. Sounds incredible, isn't it? Let's watch a video to believe it.
Silicon City Academy of Secondary Education, we believe our students can become socially responsible global citizens. Yes, you heard it right. We want our students to become global leaders. And in order to become global leaders, children at Silicon City read to lead.
It is indeed one of its kind. of our library. It's child-friendly, colorful, and excellent ambience. I loved it. Thank Hi friends, do you know that in our school library, I not only read books but I played lot of games. Do you also want to play? Then what are you waiting for? Come and visit our school library today.
So modern learning space is a learning hub where creativity is encouraged by getting children excited about learning to read through games and interaction is our aim. So next time, if you're visiting India, especially Bangalore to be precise, kindly visit Happy and Creative School, Silicon City Academy of Secondary Education. Thank you, Team CCE, for featuring Silicon in this magazine. Team CCE and Silicon rocks. This is Sumalini, Principal, Silicon City Academy, signing off for the day.
Thank you very much, Sumalini. And it is indeed a pleasure to feature you because you actually made our statement come true from courses to classrooms. And this is what we are seeing with Team Silicon. And it is a very nice way to bring closure to this program. I started with Kari talking about shared leadership, and I was seeing Kari smiling all throughout your presentation because that's where you are ending. And this is like an entire circle on its own because we were talking about benefits of shared leadership. That's where the magazine starts. And we couldn't have asked for a better ending to this program. I'm so thankful to you, Sumalini, and your team for presenting this to us today. And there are so many great initiatives lined up for you in this year and the next coming years. And we wish you all the very best. At this time, I want to thank each one of you from 22 countries to this panel who has been very patient and working on the WhatsApp group, having drill sessions, mock drill sessions, and reading all the notes and being so precise with time. I thank you is just not enough, but I am really honored to be a part of this vision that you have shared with us. And we look forward to working with you. And as I said, this magazine is just the start. And we will be coming back, circling back and saying, hey, what is happening with the article you shared with us? So thanks once again. Any closing comments, any closing thoughts? We have last 2 minutes before we wrap up this session. All right, so I take the silence as the time to close. Thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing you again. So greetings, namaste from India, and have a very, very good weekend. And thank you very much for joining us. This is Simran Balani signing off. Thank you again and have a great evening, great day ahead. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.